Gary on Facebook has a question, which is, can I ask Jonathan what will be, in his view, the impact of immigration on the economy should Brexit go ahead after the transition period in 2020?
Yes, so we published today our analysis of the economic impacts of Brexit overall, including my section on immigration. So we found that, or I found that, under a sort of plausible scenarios of what ending free movement and moving towards this more skill-based system would do to immigration flows, that, as I said, I think that I estimate that you might expect a reduction of 50,000 people or so a year in immigration, and overall we would be somewhat poorer. The economy would be perhaps up to 2% smaller. Of course, there would be fewer people, so that impact on how much average incomes would be rather less, because we'd have to share that amount among fewer people. But I'm estimating a relatively small fall in per capita income of between 0.2 and 0.6%. In other words, a more restrictive immigration policy will make us all somewhat poorer.
I see. Okay. I know that there's like different sort of like understandings of how like immigration could affect the economy. Are there what in terms of like other viewpoints or other like analysis like might say that immigration might have like a different effect on our economy?
Well, I mean, it's odd because there are lots of things that economists disagree about, both on sort of basic economic understanding of the economics, and also frankly on political lines, should we borrow more and should we spend more on public services? Should we borrow more or tax more or whatever? Actually, immigration is one of the things on which there's a pretty strong consensus across the spectrum. It's pretty rare to find an economist who doesn't think that immigration is by and large a good thing for the economy. We tend to believe that restricting the ability of people to come, that mostly people are motivated to come here to work, that mostly if people come here to work, they benefit the economy. They match supply with demand. They make the economy more flexible, more productive. That's sort of what economic theory tells you, and it's what most of the empirical evidence, at least in the UK, tells you. So you can, of course, argue about whether these impacts are small,
right,
medium, or large.
Yeah.
I'm probably on the more positive end about immigration, but it's pretty rare to find an economist who think that there are big negative impacts of immigration. And in particular, the sort of prevailing myth that immigration has driven down wages for British people is really not a lot of support for that in the evidence. It may have some marginal effects, but it's not a big deal.
Right. So generally, like, economists are united in saying that immigration generally has like a positive effect on the economy, though there's like some debate about like how big that positive effect would be. Okay, cool.